What's up YouTube, David here from No Swag Media, coming at you again with yet another Fleur, Tyler the Creator Converse review, this time being on the all-new Bronco boot. Now this boot is part of their 1908 archive series, which is really interesting because they're basically pulling all of these different models that they found in the Converse archives that have not been out in a very long time, and basically revitalizing them, redesigning them a little bit for the modern day, and putting a Fleur Tyler spin on them. Now this pair specifically, I'm not 100% sure if this is a technically brand new model inspired by prior models, or if this model did exist and they truly are just pulling it back and doing a little bit of tweaks. But I believe it's kind of a new model based off of some design elements of old models. Let's talk about the box quick. Similar to the Fleur joggers, or at least certain pairs that people got, including myself, you do get a sleeve over your box, which I think is a nice touch as far as branding and kind of the world building goes. If you look at this, it looks like it's a picture of like the Matterhorn mountain, I believe, but yeah, definitely this very rural mountainous vibe to go with the fact that these are boots. As far as sizing goes for these, I am typically a 10 in most shoes. Converse and Fleur respectively said to size down either a half size or a whole size. I went with a half size to be safe, so I got a 9.5 men's. And I must say that I think lengthwise, these fit pretty well. Maybe even a little bit of room. Certain shoes I wear up to a 10.5. I have another pair of Converse boots that are actually a much more kind of rugged, high top boot, and I have those in a 10.5, and I haven't had any issues with them slipping off, but they are fleece lined, and again, they're a taller boot, so I don't think as much slipping can even happen because your foot is pretty secured in there. But in Sambas or Chuck 70 highs, I'm a 10. If I go to a Chuck 70 low, I'm a 9.5 to a 9, just because the heel slippage, and those do tend to fit pretty big. But on average, a 10, and I went with a 9.5 for these, and it worked out fine for me. So as you can see, here are the boots themselves. I got two different pairs. I also got the green suede ones, but these are the brown leather. And these to me were probably the most accessible, most easy to wear pair out of the ones I saw online. This is a classic boot look, a classic boot color. You know, when these were first announced, I was reading through a lot of different comment sections on different media outlets that were just kind of posting these and promoting these. And it was interesting to see that, you know, the general consensus among people was that they liked these. And that seemed to be from people who are not Tyler fans. These were people who just are sneakerheads or are boot lovers. Overall, these seem like a well-received pair as far as Tyler's shoe endeavors go. And I must agree, these are a nice looking pair of boots. People have compared them to lugs, or sort of like a fusion of a Timberland mixed with a LL Bean duck boot, and I could definitely see that comparison making a ton of sense here. Now these do come with the brown laces or kind of this woven lace. I'm gonna put the woven lace on one of the shoes, see how I like it. Now throughout this boot, probably my favorite part is the subtle yet elegant branding details all over these guys. Probably the one that sticks out the most is on the laces. You have these little metal sort of, I guess you would call them jewels. I'm not really sure what the term is for it, but you have the Fleur branding on each lace there, which I think is a very nice touch. Additionally, on the tongue, you have the Fleur logo embossed, which I also think is a very nice touch to see. And probably my favorite little piece of branding here is actually right here on your left side boot. You actually have a very specific to this pair of boots piece of branding here. So on the right boot, you'll see that you have your classic all-star Converse little star circle there. On this side, they actually substitute the large star with a little dog, which is on par with Fleur's branding. And as far as I know, this little dog is on a couple of shirts for the upcoming Golf Fleur season, which has yet to release. But very cool to see this subtle detail that most people will never notice making its way onto this shoe. They could have went with a fleece lining on these, but I think that I actually prefer that it's leather for these guys, because they definitely look like something that you could probably wear year round. I will say, upon pulling these out of the box, I was surprised by the weight of these guys. I was expecting these to actually feel a little less substantial than they do, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sure how Converse was gonna do with making a boot, but these actually feel rather nice, rather heavy, and I have every reason to believe that they will probably be pretty durable. Now, as far as the comfort goes, I can't speak too much on it because I just got them, but I did put them on and walk around the house a little bit just to kind of feel out the sizing and whatnot. And I will say that they feel a little bit stiff right off the bat, which is kind of to be expected with a boot or a leather shoe in general. But I think part of that stiffness is really in this toe cap where you have this duck boot sort of top here. That definitely makes for a stiffer toe box than if this were just fully leather. And I will say that the inside where your foot hits on this is pretty hard. So hopefully that breaks in a little bit. I have flat and kind of wide feet, so they're a bit sensitive to rubbing to the sides of shoes, but these are definitely not like narrow like a Chuck would be, but I am a little suspicious that after a long day, they might hurt my feet personally, but we'll have to see how they end up wearing in the long run. They may stretch out and end up being pretty comfortable, but they're certainly not a tight squeeze, just a bit firm. If you've been keeping up with my channel at all, you would know that it's been over a decade of me making Tyler, Golfwang, or LaFleur related videos, unboxing, reviews, etc. on my channel. It's been quite the journey to see not only the products evolve, but also Tyler as an artist become extremely popular and such a star that he is now. I've had the pleasure of meeting him twice and also photographing him, and he has been a stand-up, cool, chill guy each time I've met him. So yeah, shout out to Tyler, shout out to Converse, and I'll see you guys next time.